And here I am live again. I'm at Dad's Barbecue, and I'm going live here because I'm trying to find as many spots that I can go live on without interruption or disruption or whatever. So I've given you two, and I've kind of had you look at, hey, what's going on, and I want you guys to look at your own lives. What do you want in them? What do you want to be? What do you want out of life? Is it just a job? Is it, as my brother thinks, life sucks, then you die. Whoever dies with the most toys wins. Really? You think that's what it is? Okay. Um, you know, there are a lot of folks that, how am I going to pay my bill? Well, you pay your bills by living within your means. Something that our present materialist society doesn't want us because, baby, we are so outside our means. It's unbelievable. And I mean, the United States is broker than broke, and people don't realize that the United States is not a country. There are no nation states. The Illuminati doesn't exist. What does exist are these transnational gangs. And, they're oligarchs. We live in a plutocratic state. We live in a corporate land. We don't, it's not even capitalism. Capitalism means people are competing. The banks that crashed, they should have died, but they didn't. Because they owned the politicians, and the politicians gave them, our money. And then Donnie is just a poster child for all of this. He's not in control. No president has ever been in control. Every euphemism like Honest Abe. Come on, Abraham Lincoln was representing the man, the corporate structure. It was a war against the agricultural South and the industrial everybody else. They tooled up the Civil War because once the South gave up, they didn't stop. They stayed on a war footing, the same war footing that we are on today. You know, England is the controller of money. Over in Rome is where the Pope is, the controller of the spiritual business plan that the pagans, rich guys put together at the Council of Nicaea. And the United States is the military muscle, the bully, and we will only be in our position as long as we stay the bully, as long as we spend all our money. Look at Donnie, he just spent an extra $600 billion. I mean, who are we scared of? What do we need to spend that money on? How many aircraft carriers do we need? How many nuclear tip Poseidon missiles do we need to have? People don't know. Most of our money has gone out into space. We are out there. Millions of human beings are slaves out there. I don't know if you remember the 70s and early 80s when they had all these kids on milk cartons. Well, they stopped at once they realized that the average person was trying to put together how many people went missing. That's every time you got a milk carton, there was a different kid on there. And some of those families were going through 5, 6 milk cartons a week. Anyway, so nothing is as it seems to be. There's a great book called None Dare Call It Conspiracy by Gary Allen. And basically, he puts forth our teacher, Dr. Quigley, who was the head, scholar. Quigley taught me to be a scholar, not a scholastic. And that's a person who pursues truth. And so Quigley worked for the CFR. He worked for the hidden hand, the dude, the man. And he was allowed to publish books that, if you go read Dr. Quigley's stuff, he was over at Georgetown, is where he was. And when I was at University of Maryland, College Park, I used to go visit him all the time. So, go read Herman Melville, Shakespeare, Homer, you know, oh, who else? There's so many folks you could read. Joseph P. Farrell, Catherine Austin Fitz, Mary Shelley, Frankenstein. That book is amazing because it's one gigantic metaphor. Same with, Moby Dick, metaphor. Go read anything by our good friend who wrote, you know, what's his name? Uh, anyway, there are a lot of people you could read. Go read them. Get rid of your phone. Use the phone like I do, like a hammer. It's a tool, not a lifestyle. Okay, and that's why I'm living out in the woods where I can't receive anything because I have to go someplace and use it. So this place had a nice meal. I'll come here for breakfast once or twice a week and leave you one of these live chats. So the next one I'm trying is, well, I'll probably do one tomorrow because I'm going to be over in the neck of the woods. I'll go to Johnson City and try and hang in ETSU. Okay, that's my little message to you guys. Keep on thinking, what do you want out of your life? How do you want your life to be? Do you want to always be a slave? Do you always want to be unconscious? Do you always want to have to be reincarnated back into slave? Left a lot of remarks on my last live chat. He was like, "Oh, where's the old crone?" Well, last time I saw the old crone was in the late '70s, and she was pretty old then. And the next time I went to look for her in 1980, I couldn't find her when I went with my wife in '76, and in 1980 when I was by myself, I couldn't even find the road up to the top of her mountaintop. She was living in another dimensional portal. Go look at everything Philadelphia experiment. Go look at the works of Nikola Tesla. Go read the forbidden interview with Nikola Tesla that was done, in the late 1890s. It's all out there. It's not really hidden. We will soon be at a place, they've rewritten history so many times, but they haven't been able to clean it all up. But they will, because in the next 10 to 18 months, we're going to have another 9/11 per se. Not like 9/11, but something that will disrupt. We've already had, Donald Trump, the biggest disruptor I've ever, he's going after everything with a sledgehammer. He's destroying the edifice that the powers that be don't want, right? And so, he's building this tribal reality, a TV reality show. He probably still thinks he's on The Apprentice. He was The Apprentice for this job. That was that TV show, this job. And I'm sure he's got wires in his head and he's just somebody's robot. And everyone who's in his administration is basically a fall guy. Especially Jared. Ooh, Jared's going to be taken to the... Anyway, so this looks pretty good. I've been online for 9 minutes, and it's a nice steady stream, and I'm going to bop off at 10:10. Remember, 10:10. Remember, 20% in, 30% out. Meditation is the key to knowing who you are. Okay? So stay well, be true, enjoy your life, and you don't have to have stuff to enjoy your life. Live with no fear. And I'm open for my old friends of the Hidden Hand to offer me a job. Hey, you need a guy like me at this time. You always need the devil's advocate, and I make a good one. So, that was the whole preface of of Quigley's work. So it's almost time. I love you guys. Stay well. Be good.